This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, all of you. Good morning, all of you. Hope all of you are doing well. We will start our session within a 2 minutes. We are just waiting for our today's speaker to join. Many participants already joined. This is one short clip about our SAGE group, the SAGE University Bhopal, the SAGE University Indore, Sagar Institute of Research, Technology and Science, Bhopal, SIRT Bhopal, SAGE International School,
एडी के नाम से है शायद।
Video is okay now.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Good morning, all of you. I, Dr. Kalpana Rai, convener and HOD CSC, Sagar Institute of Research, Technology and Science, the SAGE Group, Bhopal, welcome you all in this one-week faculty development program organized by Rajiv Gandhi Pradyogiki Vishwavidyalaya, Bhopal, under TEQIP 3 in association with Department of CSE, SIRTS, Bhopal. Our today's speaker is Dr. Piyush Shukla. Dr. Piyush Kumar Shukla is working as an associate professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering in University Institute of Technology, Rajiv Gandhi Pradyogiki Vishwavidyalaya. It is a technological university of Madhya Pradesh, Bhopal, MP. He is having around 15 years of experience in teaching and research. He has
हेलो
hello.
मैम, आपकी आवाज मिक्स हो रही है। सर ने भी शुरू कर दिया, आप भी बोल रहे हो।
मैंने अभी नहीं बोला।
सर ने नहीं बोला है बेटा। Okay, I'll continue. He is having around 15 years of experience in teaching and research. He has completed postdoctorate fellowship recently under Information Security Education and Awareness Project Phase 2, funded by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, that is MEITY, from SVNIT Surat, Gujarat, from Department of Computer Engineering in March 2020.
And today our agenda is ma'am, sir also started. Please check.
I request all the participants kindly mute your mic. He had completed a PhD degree in Computer Science and Engineering from the Department of CSC, UIT, RGPV, Bhopal. Dr. Shukla is having research interests include white box cryptography, information security and privacy, cyber security, dynamic wireless network, machine learning, Internet of Things, image processing, and blockchain. He has published 3 books with the international publisher. Also, he has published more than 15 books chapters under international publisher, that is IGI Global, Springer and Elsevier. In addition to publishing more than 15 Indian patents and around 10 papers in international journals with SCI indexing and other more than 50 in Scopus Journal, including chapters in international books or international conferences. He has delivered several expert and guest lectures in various FDPs, STTPs, attended seminars and chaired sessions in various IEEE, Springer and international conferences. Dr. Shukla is a senior life member of IEEE and a branch counselor of IEEE, student branch RGPV Bhopal. He is also a spoke for NPTEL. He is actively serving as a reviewer in various IEEE Springer, IGI, Global International Publishers, Journals, and also editorial board members of many reputed journals. 5 PhDs and more than 50 MTech dissertations has been awarded under his supervision till date. He has served the department in capacity of PG in charge and coordinator MTech DDI PG programs, department coordinator NBA, NAC and NIRF, and also as a HOD of CSC department UIT RGPV several times for short duration, especially at accreditation time. His today's topic is White Box Cryptography for Security Smart and Intelligent Devices. I once again welcome Dr. Piyush Shukla sir for delivering our today's session. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
And my screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
So let me start my session.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, sir.
So today we are discussing on topic white box cryptography for securing smart and intelligent devices. Everyone knows this is the smart and in daily life we are using at least mobile as a smart device, and some people also use other devices like smartwatch and different types of things.
Hello. Hello.
To conclude something from the data. But when we have
Hello.
huge amount of data in the database, in the
Audible?
CSV
Yes,
file,
sir.
in the CSV file,
Hello, ma'am.
database,
Yes, sir.
then it is difficult
Has someone started PPT, ma'am? White box cryptography for securing. वो already started last 5 minutes.
what we can do, we provide data to the machine. Right.
Some more another session is also going on somewhere. Hello, am I audible, ma'am? Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yes, sir. Should I continue?
Yes, sir. Voice clear है, sir. PPT
Yes,
भी clear है,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Then we need to
Yes, sir.
create model.
Please continue करिए voice clear and
So if we train data, then we can create model to predict
Is also noise is coming.
we can build model to conclude some outcomes. Right.
Session is
So
somewhere.
building model, if you talk about technically,
Hello.
we need to build model. There are different types of model, there are different types of
Hello.
algorithms like linear regression, statistic regression, KNN, random forest, naive
Hello.
bias. Right.
Hello,
There are
sir.
different types of algorithms and different number of
Again, am I audible?
algorithms. Right.
Nathan sir, someone is already attending the another session. That's why this congestion is going on.
Yeah. You are
I
very
request
correct.
to all
So please stop
participants,
that.
please mute
Yes.
yourself.
I mute everyone.
Piyush Kumar is doing this kind of stuff, so he is removed from this session. So, sir, please kindly you can start
you can continue.
Okay.
and you can continue, sir. And it is requested to all the participants kindly cooperate us. Otherwise, you will be removed from this session. Kindly take this message seriously. Mute yourself. Let the guest to say about or to give his presentation. Don't disturb.
I start
It's
now.
requested. Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Okay, thank you. So today is the age of where we are using all the smart and intelligent devices. I have taken a topic in such a way that it is discussing about the security of smart and intelligent devices. So intelligence comes from the birth also sometimes. So whenever we are manufacturing some smart devices, so intelligence is inbuilt there, right? But now at the runtime, how the device should have changed their behavior according to the situation is the smartness. So every device is having intelligence by using some means of AI and machine learning nowadays, and some smartness have to use by that device themselves or the owner of the device during some odd situations. So all these things I am going to discuss here. Let me brief tell you about the white box cryptography also here. This is one of the good research area in which everything in a system is visible to everyone. Means attackers are able to identify and understand everything what is going into the system. So this is the current research area in which lot of work is going on. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Abhigyan?
Audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible. Yes, sir.
I am unable to change the
Yes, sir. Yes,
slides.
sir, you are audible.
Okay. I am unable to go to the next slide. I don't know what is the reason this time. Abhigyan, please see once.
Sir,
सर प्लीज आप अपना स्लाइड शो ऑन कर लीजिए पीयूष
Is
सर
on.
sir,
Slide
please
show.
click outside the slide, then you will able to change the slide.
Okay, just a minute. Just a minute.
स्लाइड शो ऑन कर लीजिए सर अपना
Should I close this one?
Sir,
Your screen?
sir, maximize, sir. There is an option to maximize that particular.
Sir,
Where it
if
is?
you want, you can close. You said close it and again open it.
Just a minute. Let me open it again. No problem. Is it okay? Is it visible to you? Abhigyan?
Yes, sir. Kindly share the screen, sir. Screen option is given. Just click
Yeah.
the screen. It will be shared.
Is it okay?
Sir, it is visible, sir.
सर स्लाइड शो ऑन कर लीजिए अपना स्लाइड शो
And
Yeah.
F5 प्रेस कर दीजिए सर
Yeah. I have.
yes yes yes
Okay.
yes sir
Is it okay now?
now it's okay yeah sir yeah
please continue, sir.
Okay. So we can see here that all the smart devices, especially we are discussing here about the combination of different uh, devices in the internet. So that is the Internet of Things. So all objects in the environment are connected in the Internet of Things, and it can be either a server or an object or any other smart devices. So every device is required its security while working in any environment. So at the same time, we want a small device, we want uh, a beautiful smart device. So you can see that mobile sizes are reduces day by day because we are demanding for the small size of the devices. So obviously some other constants are also there. One is the less memory and another is the less computational strength, and also the device are frequently used are lightweighted. So it is the demand of the society, and it is easy for us to carry the device when it is lightweight. So this is the one thing which we require current time, and it is the need of the society that we are becoming the smarter day by day by using these type of devices. My concerning is the security for the smart devices. So the security of smart object is undermined due to the unprotected environment. Whenever you are going somewhere with your mobile, either you are at airport, railway station, or in some functions, so the every environment is not secure requirement. So attacker is able to access and work through some encryption algorithm to reveal the information in your smart devices. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Audible, sir.
Okay. Okay. So there is a need of uh, security in software this time, because whenever your device will be computed or hacked or analyzed by someone else, then they will work on the software installed in your devices. Either you are doing some transactions, or you are somewhere in the railway reservation booking, or whatever you are doing on your mobile, those all things will be copied or analyzed based on your software installed. And unfortunately, we are bounded to install so many different softwares which we have not desired in our mobile, but because of the constraint that whenever you will accept everything, then only you will be available to download the particular app. So ultimately, the concept here which I am going to discuss is based on the security of the software installed in your device. In previous years, you can see that we were using DES, data encryption standard. Then suddenly after that, AES comes into the picture, the advanced encryption standard algorithm, and now widely we are using that algorithm for the security purpose. So in WhatsApp, you can see that we are using AES for end-to-end encryption, means for the security of your voice, text, and messages. You will be surprised to know that Zoom app is using more stronger key for the encryption of the data transmitted. Means we are using 128-bit key for the encryption, but in Zoom I have found that they are using 256 size of the key for the encryption. So as you all know that the size of the key will be increases, then security will be increases. I will discuss later about the Zoom. So at a glance we can say that Zoom secure our data, secure the data from others. Whenever we can send or utilize that data for particular use. So I don't know what is thing going on behind the Zoom. That is not our concern. So here I am going to discuss about the different paradigm or the different models currently using in the cryptography. So the cryptography security models or attacks can be divided into three parts. One is the black box attack, and other is the gray box. Then the last one is the white box attack. So in black box attack, the everything is hide from the attacker. Means whenever there is a highly unprotected medium or environment, then we will prefer black box attack, means black box cryptography, to overcome the effect of the black box attack. So here everything is watchable, means input is visible. Sorry, here input and output are visible, and there is some control of the attacker on the input only. So no visibility of the execution, means whatever going inside the box, nobody is able to analyze and view here. So this may be the most secure encryption algorithm or the secure system. But problem of this system is the heavy load on the security system, and whenever we are going for the smarter and small size devices, then it is very difficult to install the heavy algorithms and other supporting drivers into your mobile, because the processor and other limitations are there in your mobile. So to stop the black box attack, we use black box cryptography. And black box cryptography, you can see here, the plaintext can be observed by the attacker, and he can do some study about the ciphertext, and accordingly he will assume and analyze how he can get the key from that particular black box. Means it is the inside of your system software or the mobile software system. So into your device he has to analyze for the keys and other intermediate stage output stages and other information. So in black box model, we can see there are three types of or three level of attacks. So first is the passive attack. As usual, we know that in passive attack, the attacker is only able to understand whatever the information has been transmitted. Means he can analyze the information at the input, he can copy the information, and he can replay the information at a later time. He cannot alter anything in that information. So second is the active attack, and in that active attack, the attacker is able to do some modification in the recorded input data. And after those modifications, he will try to analyze the for the information in the key and the software. The third attack level is the adaptive attack. This is some dynamic attack. In this, the attacker try to find out the key and the software computations available in your devices through some means of the algorithm or some functions, randomized function used. So some information can be get from by the attacker in this approach. So in black box model, we can see this that there is no physical access to the key directly by the attacker. So zero visibility is here on the code execution and the encryption operation. Then comes into the next step, which is some open as per the current scenario that we have unlock one after the lockdown. So just like here, after the black box, we comes into some picture where something is visible. So in gray box attack, you can see the picture. You can see here in the diagram that attacker is also available to find something, to find some information or study something about the inside your device going on activities. So here in this model, there is some access of the attacker by some side channel analysis, side channel attack or side channel analysis attack through some analysis, through some information by measuring the power and the current or electromagnetic waves. Here in the gray box cryptography, we are here to protect the gray box attackers, and we are also discussing here or showing here how the attacker is able to understand what's going on inside the device. So you can see here that the side channel information can be revealed in the form of electromagnetic radiation, current consumption, and timing. So we all know that electromagnetic radiation is the biggest challenge these days in our mobile system. In previous time, there was some antenna in the mobile, and also there was an antenna on your television in our age and in our parents' age. So through that antenna only the harmful radiation was observed, and after observing and capturing those harmful information or radiation by the antenna, we get the limited information in our devices. So we were very much secure that time, but that antenna was not looking good. So that antenna has been vanished from your mobile and television also. So now the direct you get every radiation on your mobile, which is always by you. So we all know that these radiations are very harmful. One movie also you have seen sometimes before, the Akshay Kumar and Rajinikanth was there. So these informations are the useful for the attacker also, because whenever some computations are going on in your devices, so you can see that your device is sometimes very hot and the temperature of your device suddenly increases. Even then you are not using any application in your device. So don't think that whenever you are not using your mobile that it is not in use. Some unavoidable softwares have been installed in your devices and they are running continuously in your mobile, and we don't know whatever have been done by your mobiles, through your mobiles by those applications. It will be seen in the future. So here the same thing has been used by the attacker to visualize what's going inside the system. So one thing is the electromagnetic radiation. Another thing, whenever the device is in the working position, so current consumption is very much there, and by current consumption, some atmospheric losses like I square R, there is a formula for the losses of in the terms of energy or power. So this current is squared and then multiplied by the resistance, and this power is emitted from the devices. So the current consumption in the form of emitted power and electromagnetic waves coming into the devices and going outside from the devices, both are very harmful for the system and for our health also. So apart from the health, we are concerning here the working of the grey box attacker, and how we can protect him is our concern. The third parameter is the timing parameter. Attacker also observe that the particular device is using for how much time continuously. Suppose this time I am delivering the lecture and my laptop is taking the network from my mobile through the Geo. So my mobile is also in use continuously for 1.5 hours, as well as my laptop is also for the use. So both the factors and both the devices are maybe under surveillance, and the side channel attacks may be possible there. So in side channel in grey box cryptography, the well-known attack is the side channel analysis attack. Here, the attacker observes the information by seeing the power consumption and electromagnetic radiation for a continuous or particular time duration. We can also see here some variation through a screenshot on the CRO. The cathode res tube is there in electronics department, where a student can see the generation of the signal and size and shape of the signal. So here the attacker can assume, and you can also visualize that the zero has been represented here. It is almost the zero, so it can be assumed as logic 0. So this may be the logic 0, and this may be the logic 1, and after again this is logic 0 0, and kindly see here in this position to the analog quantity, it will be a larger number. It means in RSA algorithm, whenever there is a multiplication applied, then output has been shown here in terms of 111. So by observing this type of curve and this type of the signal simulation, we can see there is a possibility of something going on. So whenever the computation through the RSA algorithm is going on, there will be some multiplication stages, and in those multiplication stages, the output will be very large. So attacker will be active during this duration to find out the keys and the computation intermediate outcomes to reveal your information from your device. So power analysis of RSA key bits has been shown here in the previous diagram, and I explained there that how we analyze that when the power is under the computation, the device is under the execution stage of the algorithm, and when it is before the execution stage, with the help of number of ones and zeros. So we have seen here till now that the black box test, black box cryptography, black box attack is there, and gray box is there with some limitation for the attackers as well as and some risk for ourselves, like in unlock 1 in the current COVID-19 situation. So the things are going into the deeper for the security people when we are moving towards the we are moving towards the white box cryptography through the black box and gray box cryptography. So the application area of BBC and GBC I have written in short, the black box cryptography and gray box cryptography. These are extremely useful when there is a possibility of being some stronger attackers into the environment or into the system. Now let's come to the point we are discussing here the white box cryptography, which is our concern. The white color is always the color of peace and color of happiness somewhere also. So you can see this is the time for being happy for the attacker. everything is visible inside the system, but at the same time, it is an alarming situation for the user, those who are using the smart devices. So current research work has been done and going on how to secure the devices whenever we are using the white box cryptography and attackers are working in the environment of white box attack situation. So here you can see in the white box attack, the plain text is visible, ciphertext is visible, and whatever inside computation is going on is the visible. Only the thing here we have to hide is the key. So our challenge is to hide the key into the system. So in other word, in other situation, we can see that the heavily loaded software in your mobile or in your devices are not required now. Only we required how to hide the key into the system. So some algorithm and some procedure are required to hide the key information into your smart and intelligent devices. So you can see here the attacker can observe everything. Attacker knows the algorithm. Attacker can watch input, output, and intermediate calculations, and can have some control on input text. He can change input also. He can change output also. Everything can be changed by the attacker. So full visibility into memory, debugging, and emulators is also there. So to protect the smart devices into the white box attack environment is our concern. So you can see here, there's in this white box, the computation and the intermediate outputs are visible. So in this box now we have to find the key. Sometimes this is also difficult to find the key somewhere, because after finding the key only you are able to unlocking this white box, and then only you can get the information from the intermediate input devices, from your smart devices. So let me explain you some application of WBC here before going ahead, because this is somehow new terms for some peoples. So the application of white box cryptography is mainly in the digital right management system. Dear friends, we all know that this is the situation of COVID-19, and in this situation we are, for the internet entertainment purpose, we are depending on some Netflix and other types of authorities, those who are transmitting or broadcasting their movies and web series and other things in a secure manner. So in this situation, we use white box cryptography for digital rights management to hide those particular movies while transmitting through the channel. It is very difficult, but through the white box cryptography, they are doing something like that. So exactly, we are not transmitting the complete movie or complete web series or anything else. That they keep these things on some server, and from those servers you can access the things using some keys. So those keys comes into the picture of in the category of white box cryptography. In previous time, I don't know whether you people were there in what age, but in my time I have seen that there was not a culture of a mall and the cineplex like thing. So multiplex was not there. There was small talkages, and whenever one good movie release on the talkages, so the DVD or CD of that movie is distributed by some peoples on the bike or scooter. And whenever one movie started in a talkage from 11 a.m., then other movie started from to a different talkage on 11:15 or 11:13. So there are different parts of the DVD or CD in which the parts of the movie is told. So some people from the owner are there, those who distribute those CDs whole the day to make you people in an enjoying mode, and taking the advantage of the movie without any delay. And sometime I observed that due to the delay on reaching that CD into the talkage or DVD into the talkage, it was very difficult to start the movie on time, or after some time the second part was not they are able to start. So that time also we were using the concept of protection of the software, and those software or those installed movies or the program was only able to open in a specific hardware. So it is advantageous as well as disadvantageous also. Advantageous in the terms, then suppose one movie we have to send to the USA for releasing purpose. So in previous time, one person keeps the DVDs of that movies, and after keeping those parts in the suitcase, he traveled by the aeroplane to that particular country, and then he delivered there the briefcase or that DVD parts. And after that time, after that, those DVD is used on a specific hardware player. Means there was, if that player is not working at that time, so they cannot run the movie. That was the drawback, because the particular content, software content, what specific for the devices. Means some encoding, some decoding, some encryption, decryption was applicable with the hardware encryption or decryption, and that devices was the responsible. Whenever that DVD will be inserted into that device or player, then only we can run the movie. So it was very struggling situation also, and luckily after some times this concept of DRM comes into the picture in terms of these Netflix and other broadcasting services, and here we are using white box cryptography to transmitting and distributing the key for your purpose. So whole movie not transmitted, it is transmitted to particular server, and from those servers we are accessing those parts by buffering in our devices by using some keys. I will explain later if required further about this. So you are paying for the limited duration area and you are enjoying the services. So this is one of the use of the white box cryptography here into the DRM. Then white box cryptography also used in the mobile payment system. There are a lot of mobile payment system and apps you can download from your mobile, and you transfer, you just recharge your mobile, and you also transfer some amount to your bank. So that time also we use white box cryptography, because there is already that particular app, means that software and driver software in your smart devices. You just get one OTP that time, and after using that OTP only you can make your execution and submit the information to transfer the amount or recharge your mobile. Sometimes you have feel that whenever after getting the OTP and you are submitting the payment button or you are allowing for the payment, you suddenly see that your network is not working and you are out of the network. So you will be know that there is a white box attacker active that time to capture the information from your system. So that attacker tried to copy everything from your system, and that everything will be executed in another smart devices for that execution. Means your execution is hacked here. The attacker is hacking your execution instead of hacking your key or revealing your key. So here adversary is very powerful and is strong to compute the credential of your devices. So the security is required here. The third application here, the hardware binding. Sometimes we bind a particular executions to the particular device here. So if attacker will copy your execution portion of the code, then he will not able to execute that particular code on his device until unless he will not copy everything from your hardware device. So he has to copy your MAC address, he has to copy your environment and RAM size and other types of every information or every compatibility, whatever is there in your device, that should be at the attacker's device also. Then you can attack on this particular device. So hardware binding, another application of white box cryptography. And fourth is the application binding. It is also interesting phenomena. Here, whenever you are computing your execution for doing payment or something else, that time you can bound your computation with another application. Means whenever two applications will be run same time, then only this execution will be possible. So suppose I am doing execution for the transferring the amount. At the same time, I put information that I put a constant that some song will be played parallelly, then only this computation will be possible. So now dependency of the attacker is on that particular song also. And like that, it is up to you which information or which application you will combine with the particular execution. So this is also a very interesting application of white box cryptography. So now you are able to understand something about the white box cryptography and how it is used and how we work on this cryptography to do some computations and performing the operation. So in white box model, we can easily understand now that the attacker is very rich and powerful. He is having right to access everything. Now he is also confused what he should understand and what we should reveal the information. Friends, when we have some limitation like Arjun, we are having our concentration on the eyes, then we can go on the target. But if you have the whole scenario, then it is very difficult for you also to identify your object, your target. Same concept is here in white box model. We have to keep open everything for the attacker. Now attacker is the confused how he should go up to the key, because the white box cryptography is applicable into the runtime applications, runtime execution of the code for the transferring the amount or watching the movie or some program by paying a particular amount for particular duration. So in white box model, the research work is only going on how to hide the key into the software code, because the code is visible for everyone. Now, how much strong your algorithm for hiding or protecting that key is the main concern for the security in white box cryptography. So here algorithm runs as a software on the attacker on computer, means attacker is more happy here. He feels that everything is running on his computer and he can do anything and anything is available for his use. So in the white box cryptography, some terms we will go to use in next slides. One is the lookup table. So what is the lookup table? The lookup table is just a table from which we will take a different intermediate input for our original input. Means we will use an input table and we will map that input table with the S box, means substitution box, for getting another table. I will discuss later. So this lookup table will use to hide the keys also in the research work, so that the attacker will not be able to find out that particular key. So where is the position, what is the exact position where we have to hide the key is the area of concern of my research. I have done my work on calculating or finding the suitable points to hide the key or key portions, so that the attacker will waste his time to find out the key, and in that particular time I will complete my execution. So we can see here that we are able to create more security by using the white box cryptography. So the only problem is here the large size of the lookup table required definitely to hide the key, and some encoding and decoding algorithms also required here in terms of the hijacking functions. I will discuss later this thing for improving the security. So attackers can monitor all the intermediate values here. He can understand everything and he can think how he should proceed for the further execution. In the same situation is here, if we are going for the online examination system, we are providing everything to the candidate or the student, means he is working, he is doing the exam in a open book system basically, or book will be replaced here by the Google. So open Google system is there for writing the examination by the student. But if our questions will be very analytical that it will be very difficult for the candidate, for the student to write the exam properly, because he will not be able to find the exact requirement of the question, exactly what the question wants. Friends, you have also done some course on NPTEL, I think, this time, because everybody is doing. So in NPTEL courses also, you are not able to solve all the problems, all the questions, even a 1 week period of time. They give 1 week period of time to solve the 10 questions, and sometimes we see that our questions are wrong there. So same thing is here in white box cryptography. We are confusing to the attacker, so his time will be waste into finding the keys here in the system, and in the same time we will do our work. So attacker has full access to the software implementation of a cryptographic algorithm, means he can see the CPU calls, he can see the registers, and he can see everything. So it is found that the white box cryptography, it's very suitable as compared to other gray box and uh, black box cryptography, because it is having less burden on the device. So gray box and white box cryptography we use where we have very highly unprotected environment, but time constant is not there. But some time constant is here, then we will use white box cryptography, and especially in DRM we will use this. So here I'm going, before going to some more deep situation, I would like to explain something about WBC here. So in white box cryptography, protects key removal by utilizing anyone its technique to conceal the key into the lookup table. Means from the lookup table only the keys will be uh, find out, and also we will hide the key into the lookup table. So our target of the attacker will be the lookup table. So WBC is provided maximum security and efficiency but its efficiency is affected because of the size of the lookup table. So here before going ahead, I will explain you about the advanced encryption standard invented and created by the Rindell, and the beauty of that AES algorithm, the use of S box or substitution box. So the maximum size of the substitution box is required here. Encoding and decoding techniques as another requirement here, which we use in terms of bijection functions. So before going ahead, let me discuss you with the Kerckhoffs principle. So Kerckhoffs principle says that if all the information about the system is known publicly except the key, then even your system is secure. So for the security of the system, we are not depending on hiding anything. You may be sometimes secure when you are transparent and your everything is known by others. Mahatma Gandhi also told that we should not hide anything. We should keep open everything, and the others should criticize you. After that criticism, you can improve yourself, and that is also applicable for every government also, that they should not hide anything from the people, and everything must be in the open scenario, so that people will be able to give the actual input, they will be able to understand the actual situation. So same thing is here, that we are working on the basis of the Kerckhoffs law, means the white box cryptography is based on the Kerckhoffs law, where only key have to be hide for improving the security. So firstly, the white box cryptography, the DES algorithm has been used, but the drawback of this algorithm is it is having only 64-bit input data. So at a time you want to execute more data, you are not able using this data encryption standard. So after some time, this algorithm was replaced by the advanced encryption standard, and in advanced encryption standard we are using 128-bit size of the key with the plain text of 128-bit. We are having an option of the plain text. If we are having an option for the key of 256-bit of the key also, but it is not practically suitable that for a small data we are using larger key. Sometimes we use this key whenever we need some extraordinary security for our data, like in some defense mechanism or some other applications, they are using 256-bit key. So the broken white box DES implementation, we can see in the literature also that this algorithm was the broken very soon, and then the key recovery on WBC was possible when we was using the DES. Now the basic problem of white box cryptography is here. So in white box cryptography, I think you have understand here that here we will use an encryption algorithm and a strong encryption algorithm, and in then algorithm we will try to hide out our key somewhere into the operations of this algorithm. So the WBC having the problem that the object or smart devices are having the less memory, less computation strength, and they are frequently going to be lightweighted. So it is very difficult here to run anything and to hide also anything, because there is a less memory and less everything. So this is also a problem nowadays, and for overcoming this problem, the strong encryption algorithm used in white box cryptography, that is AES, and that makes this white box cryptography stronger. But unfortunately, AES also has been broken before some time. So I have chosen this work in my postdoctorate study, and in that work I have put some optimization technique to hide that key into some suitable places, so that it will be difficult for the attacker to find the key within the particular time duration, and that in that duration I will be able to execute my transition. So WBC is the base for security here, and there are two types of particular structure we generally use in cryptography. Because this topic is some specific, so maybe some people may not able to understand something. I apologize for that. So there are substitution permutation network (SPN) and another is the Fichter network. So generally both the network structure used for securing the devices in this WBC. So what research is there? We have to modify some activities, some computations, some stages in the SPN box only. So we can see here in white box cryptography, nothing you are doing here. Just there was an attacker, and attacker was trying to find the key and understanding the ciphertext, and he was able to getting the plain text. But when we are applying some random data configuration here, some random functions, some optimization function we are using here in terms of WBC, then you can see the structure, which is very difficult and very complex to understand by the attacker itself. So white box cryptography is nothing based on the random functions to increase the randomness in the system and randomness in the execution process or encryption process of the system. So moving ahead, before moving ahead, let me play one video here to explain you something about the AES encryption algorithm. So you can see here, I will pause this video sometimes. Is it visible?
Yes, sir. It is clear. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Clearly visible.
Okay, thank you very much. So the Rendell was the main hero of the AES algorithm. There was a competition to select the best security algorithm, and in this competition, the Rendell's algorithm, which is also known as Rendell cipher, has been selected as a winner. So this algorithm has been, you can find this flash animation of AES algorithm or AES Rendell cipher. It is the 4 minutes video you can find in the YouTube. I also have downloaded from the YouTube, and so many things I have here. I have mentioned in my first page of my page that I have used something for explanation purpose. I have not copyright on those things, and I am thankful for the those reference people also, so that I was able to use the content. So you have to concentrate on this AES before understanding the white box cryptography. So in this AES, there is no voice, only the video and voice will be mine. So I will discuss with you everything. So this is the simple Rindel encryptor, and we are putting a plaintext here with the use of a cipher key, definitely of 128 bit key. It may be either 256 bit, but in general we use 128 bit key size because our plaintext is always fixed in the form of 128 bit. So after going through this Rindel encryptor, the output as a ciphertext is very much strong here, and it was very difficult to crack this particular output. So further stages can be explained by using this equation, these calculations. Here the input stream first divided into the a state box of 128 bit. That 128 bit box is shown here in terms of hexadecimal code. So you can see here the 32 is a byte, and this byte comprises in the hexadecimal notation. So for 3 here is 0011, and for 2 you can see that 0010. So this is 1 byte, and 3 is in hexadecimal here, and 2 is also in hexadecimal here. So you can see here this is the 4 by 4 byte matrix, and so it is the 4 by 4 into 8 bit, so it is 128 bit basically. So this is the block from the plaintext message to be encrypted. So whatever the input stream is there, that will be divided into the 128 bit blocks, and this 128 bit blocks will be go further for the computation using the cipher key. So this box, input box of 128 bit, will be goes into the encryption process, and this cipher key will also generated from the key scheduler. I will explain in last of this video. So from that key scheduler we will generate different 9 keys for this particular operation of the AES encryption. So in AES encryption process, there are 4 different transformations I will explain, and there are 3 types of stages. And these 3 stages, first is the initial round, second stages there are 9 main rounds, and in the last and final stages there is a 1 round. So let me go more deeper toward the AES algorithm by running this video further. So here you can see easily the working of the encryption, AES encryption algorithm. Here in the first round or initial round, we are having 8 round key, and this 8 round key we are having one 8 by 1 4 by 4 matrix of 128 bits, and in this matrix we are having 128 bit. Here we are taking one cipher key, and this is also called 8 round key, and we will do exclusive, and that intermediate output will be the input for the second stage, which is comprises the 9 main rounds, and this is the research is going on the computation process of these 9 rounds. So here you can see that we are using 4 types of transformations into these 9 rounds of this particular second stage. I will explain each transformation in detail. So after going through these 9 main rounds with different keys, you can see the changes. The round key is changing here. This is 3, and again you will see the 4, 5, 6 here, 6, 7 also there. So these 9 keys will be used to compute here these 4 transformations. So you have seen that the first round having a key, then 9 keys also there, and first last is the
round key 10. So we are starting from 0 to 10. So these are the 11 keys basically, because 11 rounds are there, the initial round, last round, and 9 other rounds. So in last round, you can see that one operation is also missing, means we are using only, you can see here, we are using only 3 transformations, means mixed columns transformation we are not using here. The reason is that the required security has been acquired by the 9 round with the 4 computations of the different transformations. Further, we can do anything, but after doing anything, it is not always true that performance will be increases. So only 3 rounds was suitable here in the last round. The same performance given by the 3 round and the 4 round, 3 transformations or 4 transformation was equal in the last round. So this is very simple procedure of encryption process. Now let me discuss about the 4 different transformations. So in first transformations, we are using here the sub-byte key operations. It is very easy operation to understand. Here our 128-bit key matrix has been represented here. Now the main hero of the AES algorithm is the S box, which is the substitution box. In the substitution box, we can see that lot of numbers are there in hexadecimal form. So from 0 to 15 you can see in a row, and from 0 to 15 you can see in the column. So there is a large size of the large and limited size of the S box available here. Now we have to mapping our available input matrix from that particular S box, and very smartly and clearly shown here everything. So this 19 has been there. This 19 has been replaced with other things you can see here. So it is the first row and the 9th column. So D4 means first element of first box must be 19 box must be replaced by the D4, and similarly other input box of this 128 bits will be replaced by the other elements taken from the S box. So this is the beauty of this algorithm, that whatever the input was there has been totally changed and mapped into the different scenario, different scene by using the S box. So S box is very useful here for creating the randomness in this particular algorithm, and with the help of this S box only, the lot of research is going on. In the second round, you can see here that shift register row round is there. It is also a very simple round. Here we are rotating the elements of the rows, and in the first row there is nothing we are going to change, but in second row we are changing, we are moving by 1 byte. So rotate left by 1 byte, and in the third row rotate left by the 2 byte, and the last row rotate left by the 3 byte. So ultimate aim for all these transformation is to create the randomness in the system. So after doing this operation, again we have changed that 128-bit input. First we have changed that input by using the S box in the first round, first transformation, and in the second shift rows transformation, again it has been changed. The third and very important round is the used here is the mixed column round. It is you can see it here that in mixed column round also we are going to change that particular intermediate output. So parallelly, if you are thinking here as the perspective of the attacker, so attacker will be confused and he will having very much burden to reveal the information from this AES algorithm. That's why it was very strong algorithm for a long time. Still it is strong, and after using white box cryptography and other optimization and other encoding encryption functions, its security improved. So here one Galileo's field has been used in the Rendel's encryption algorithm. There is a 200-300 pages document available in the Google, freely downloadable by the Rendel, which explain about the AES Rendel cipher process. There we use a
Galois field we are just taking this matrix from that generated from Galois field to increasing the security in our system. So by multiplying this matrix to each row, each column of the intermediate stage, further we are going to change the input box at their intermediate stages. So now D4 DF 5D30 will be replaced by another first column 0466 81 and E5, and similar operation will be done with all the columns with the help of this particular matrix. So by mixed column steps, you are able to change entirely your intermediate box of 128. Now the last round is very important round. Here we are adding the round key, and for adding the round key we have their key scheduler. I will explain later in this video. The key scheduler is there, which will generate the 11 keys, which will be used in different computation operations of the 3 stages of AES algorithm. Means one key will be used in the initial operation, other 9 key will be used in the second stages of 9 computations, and at the last and final stages we will use the 11th key generated by the key scheduler. So the first key is here. We multiply our this intermediate input first column to the first column of this first key, and the output, whatever the output generated, will be replaced the first column of that intermediate box. So this 046681 E5 will be replaced by this column, and similar operation will be performed for each column. So again we have changed our input. So these intermediate inputs are continuously changing, and that was difficult for the attacker to break this algorithm. This is the beauty of the AES algorithm. By this phenomena, it is using for the security purpose, and we are using it into the WhatsApp also for end-to-end encryption. So these transformations are applied to the state for 9 more rounds. I have explained the 1 round in this video. These transformations are applied to the state for 9 more rounds, and the final round does not include the mixed column transformations. I have explained previously the reason. So this is the working of the AES algorithm, and you can see at a glance here that the input is there, then 3 operations are there, and in one initial operation you can see there is only the input and the round key, and the input and round key are the exclusive OR here, and after that whatever the output generated will be used into the different rounds of the second stage. So in the second stage the 9 rounds completed, and after completion of the 9 rounds that output of the second stage goes into the round 10, which is having the missed column stages, because it is not improving the performance. Further, it was not able to improve the performance by using the missed column stage in the last but the 11th computation stage. So this is the real output generated by your input by using the AES algorithm. So after seeing all this, you have also realized that how much it is difficult for the attacker to find out the actual input for this process, because that input has been changed several times. So now the reverse journey, whenever started by the attacker, then he has to start from the output, and again he will go for all the previous 11 rounds, then he will be able to find out the actual input. So that actual input, the finding time for that actual input was very large, and so it was not useful to get that particular input after a large time. Now let me discuss here about the key scheduler, which create here the 11 keys for using in the AES algorithm. So you can see here that we have the beauty of this algorithm. Again, you can see here that there is only one key required for all the purpose. Means for this one key you can generate other keys. So
for generating other keys, because you require total 11 keys here. So for generating other keys, you are having only one cipher key of 128 bit. So the expansion key can be seen as an array of 32-bit word columns. Here we are saying each column as a word. So you can see 8 there 4 times 8, so 8 into 4 equal to 32. So each column is having the 32 bits, and total bits in this matrix is the 128, which is the input as well as the key size of the AES algorithm. So here you will have 44 columns of each with the 32 bits. So you will see that whenever you are multiplying the 128 into 11, you will get some number of bits, and the same bits you will get when you will multiply the these 44 columns with the 32 bit words. So ultimately you will have 11 boxes or 11 keys, and all those keys will be generated by this cipher key. So you can see in this flash animation, which is freely available on the Google. I have downloaded it from the YouTube to explaining purpose only. So you can see here there is a one constant that on the fourth column or every multiplier of the fourth column, we are doing some modifications for generating our other keys. So fourth column we have chosen here, which is 09CF4F3C, and after doing some computations, we will get the first key that will be for the second round. That will be the first key for the second round. This is the, we can say like this is the first key, and this is the second, and there will be 11 keys ultimately. So by this column, we are here going to generate other keys. You have to keep watch here seriously. So one thing happen here, the first rows 09 has been shifted to the last box. It will push to the last box towards the upper side. So everything has been shifted by 1 byte. So now the CF is the first row here, because the 09 has been pushed the 3C to the above. So it is the new column. And now we will go ahead to find out the some mapping element from the S box as usual we have done previously. So now this is entirely changed now. And this changed column will be multiplied with the each column of the first key. So it will be multiplied first with the first column, and also we are taking here one constant RCN. So this is also taken from somewhere in the AES Rindel ciphertext, which is detailed given in the 200 to 300 pages available in the Google. So we are using here reconnect constant, which is having 0, 1 value, and other values are 0, 0. So every time we will use this, and this 0, 1 will be changes every time, and it will become 0, 2, 0, 3 like that. So you can see here that the modified column, fourth modified column, is multiplied now with the each column of this particular key, and then we will be able to generate different 4 columns of the second key for the second stage of the which is the first key for the second stage of the AES encryption operations. So you can see here that we have got the A0, FA, FE, and like that. So all the 4 rounds will be or the 4 keys of the all the 4 columns of this key will be generated with the similar process, and through that you can see that we have got the second key. So in AES algorithm, only we have burden to hide this 128 bit of operation, means the cipher key only, and other keys will be intermediate in the intermediate computation generated automatically. So the attacker will be concentrated always on finding the actual key, and because there are 11 keys here used in AES, so it will take more time by the attacker to find the keys. So that's why this algorithm is still very strong. So we will see the second another key how it will be generated. So this last column of the second key we has taken, and that is replaced by this S box again, and we have got the another column. And we are also using here the similar reconnect function with the value of 02. So we will get different columns of the second key. So you are now very much able to visualize that how we will generate different 11 keys here with the help of the key scheduler. So this is also open issue. You can work here also to finding the different keys using different procedures. Some random functions, some optimization, some machine learning, deep learning, AI techniques can be involved here to generating the keys for this encryption process. So similarly, every key will be generated here using this random key generator process. So this was a nice flash animation I found useful for everybody. So I have taken it as a part of my presentation. So my screen is visible. Hello.
It is visible,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
It is visible, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Let me continue. So after understanding about the this is the link of that video from the YouTube I have downloaded. After understanding the AES, let us go towards the actual work done in my research work. So I have my base was the AES algorithm with the WBC here, which is already has been implemented and has been published, but some drawbacks are there, and for those drawbacks I have done my work. So first objective of this work is to hide the key on the appropriate place, which will be calculated with the use of some optimization algorithm. So that was my main concern of this research work, and hiding key through some optimization was not that much easy, because the choosing of any optimization algorithm or machine learning algorithm is also difficult nowadays. See, so many papers in the literature that people are using some different optimization algorithm. Somebody is using ant colony optimization, cuckoo search is there, and so many insects based optimization techniques without any justification. Also sometimes you can see the papers. So that is also a drawback, that the people are not able to justify why they are using a particular optimization algorithm. So here I have concentrated on finding the suitable optimization algorithm first, and because of some property I will explain later, I have chosen the one optimization algorithm. So here, after using that optimization algorithm, what I have done here, that I have recomputed the Xbox execution process of the AES algorithm, utilization of the intermediate transformation computation to finding to hide my key, and the appropriate place has been finding out by using the optimization algorithm. So here I have used oppositional crossover optimization algorithm. There is a crossover optimization algorithm, and if it is able to move in 180-degree, means you are able to go front and back also, then it is 180-degree movement. So that is called the oppositional crossover optimization algorithm. I will explain the suitability of this optimization algorithm also. So here I use optimization algorithm to finding the places where we have to hide the key, and secondly, for encoding of some internal layers, we have used here some bijection function. So the bijection function used in such a way that when we do convolution of the bijection function with its inverse transform, then we get output as a unit number. So there is ultimately the effect is nullified by including the encoding and encoding techniques. So after doing some modification in AES working algorithm, I will get here the AES star algorithm, which is something different with the AES algorithm. So let me just introduce my logic here for using the grasshopper optimization algorithm. You know that grasshopper is an insect which is always find into the fields and with damage to the field and harvest in the agriculture fields. Recently, you have listened something about some tittas, some coming from some countries and damaging the crops of our farmers. So like that, the grasshopper is the titta, which is sometimes goes into the field and it damages the uh, crops there in the field. So this grasshoppers is having two types of version. One is the nymph swarms, which is the smaller in size, which is the child like something, and other is the adult one. So that child nymph version of this grasshopper will be able to rolling like a cylinder into the crop and it will damage the crop, and other uh, adulthood was able to take a long jumps also, and sometimes it can fly to damage the crop. So I have seen the negativity in this grasshopper optimization grasshopper. So on the basis of grasshopper optimization algorithm, uh, I have developed my thought. Then it can damage the uh, previously fixed position of the S box elements in the AES algorithm used in the white box cryptography. So after damaging the prefix positions, I will be able to misguide the attacker. Then I have find some different places to hide the key elements by using the uh, oppositional grasshopper optimization algorithm, and on those find positions I have hide the key, and now through the results it was found that the key revealing by the attacker white box attacker was somehow difficult. So the whole working can be seen here in the terms of proposed algorithm also, and further it is also explained in good manner. So here in the algorithm, in the short duration, you can see that the input data of 128-bit has been taken and then generate the key through the AES algorithm as usual, as we have done in the key with the key scheduler. Means in the key scheduler working we have not done any changes. So that is also an open research area on which anybody can work. Then generate the key through the AES algorithm. Then as boxes means substitution boxes of AES are recomputed and generate the optimal places using the oppositional grasshopper optimization algorithm in S box of AES. The keys are embedded to that optimal places in S box. Encryption is performed by using AES algorithm as it is. So whatever changes we have done here is the only we have recomputed the actual places in the S box, and we have developed some other table and generate some different addresses in the S box. That is also called the uh, lookup tables. So we have changed the lookup tables, and now attacker will be not able to find out where the key is hidden, and we have hide the key. So the key position hiding position we have changed by using this optimization algorithm. So encryption is performed by using this algorithm. Almost two different bijection functions f and f inverse is performed for extraction AES star of encryption data of AES algorithm. So these f and f inverse will be nullified whenever we will use the convolution of f and f inverse. Convolution we represent by the star sign, which I explained earlier. Further, as a extra, I have used here RSA algorithm in the combination as a hybrid, which was not required basically because our work was concentrated on white box cryptography on the software content only. But for giving the security to the outer body or outer software or some drivers, we have also applied RSA, or we have used the RSA which was applicable, which was used in the smart devices. We should avoid this RSA utility here also. It is not further required basically. So whatever the ciphertext we are getting here is the more secure than the ciphertext we are getting from the AES with white box cryptography. So here whatever I have explained, you are able to understand somehow, because and previously I have told you that it is some different topics and some deeper version is presented here. So there must be some possibility that you are not able to understand so many things, or I am not able to explain in shorter duration of time, but you can understand where and what changes we have done here. So explanation is just similar to the AES. Only the changes that we have done here are recomputation of the SBox activities. So we have, after the modification in the AES procedure, you can see the modified algorithm here. So flowchart of working of WBC AES with oppositional crossover optimization algorithm in round 1. We have explained here first round, and other similar round will be there. So we have done nothing except we have taken the plain text of 128 bit, and the first initial round is similar as that was in AES. We have done add round key with the first key, and then the intermediate output goes into the sub byte or SBox, and from the SBox we have performed into that SBox we have performed some computations. So we find the optimal places in the SBox by using the oppositional crossover optimization algorithm. And after finding those optimal places, we have added the key there, and after generating that intermediate output, that output was computed in a similar manner in other stages like shift row, mix column, and add round key stages. Here nothing has been changed. So output of this block we have given into input to the shift rows in spite of giving direct the input from the sub byte to the shift rows in the AES algorithm. AES, we are doing here some computation, finding some places to and it rows. And after
Piyush sir, kindly unmute yourself. Piyush sir, unmute कर लीजिए अपने आप को. Piyush sir,
okay.
kindly.
Is it okay?
Okay, yes
Yeah.
sir, yes sir. Yes.
Thank you. So this is the explanation of this flow chart, and the further steps we can see the similar to AES. Here we are using 128 key bits of the key with the plain text of 128. 10 rounds are there and one initial round, so there total 11 rounds, and 4x4 input matrix means 4 into 4 bit at bytes, so 128 bit input we are using here. So further process are there similar to the other operation, and some mathematical changes are over here because of using the optimization algorithm, which probably I am trying to skip here because of the time constraint, and I will explain in future if time will be permitted. So that mathematical portion I am not able to discuss here because of the time constraint. Let us go to the performance of the modified algorithm. So possible attacks in the attack was applicable in the AES plus WBC. So first is the code lifting attack. This is also called the cloning attack. Here, during the execution of your computation in your devices, the attacker tried to hijack the whole computation process into his device, and he tried to run over there because it was very difficult for the attacker to find the key into that WBC with AES, and after using my optimization algorithm also, it is also become some more difficulties to find out the key. So code lifting attack was there, which effect has been nullified here in my work. White box inversion attack is also there. In this, attacker tried to go into the reverse process And during that journey of the reverse process, he tried to find different intermediate outputs, and after studying the intermediate outputs, the different keys generated, and then final input will be revealed by the attacker, but it was in the very last time, so that output that plain text was not for further useful. And another attack is the differential fault analysis. Here some further changes in this attack. The attacker do some changes, create some faults into the coding, because everything is visible to the attacker, and after doing some modification or some changes, the attacker tried to find out the key and the other information. The effect of that attack is also minimized in our proposed work. And the side channel analysis and differential attack is also there, and the effect of this attack is also reduces here because of we using the optimization algorithm here. So here I have compared our work with the previous available work, and you can see here that I have compared with some old work in this slide, because in new literature you will not found any machine learning or optimization algorithm have been used. So I have tried to compare my work with the original work without, because there is no optimization has been applied everywhere. So compare with the original work is good here. Recently I have seen one or two paper based on the machine learning, but that was not related with my paper. Further, I am doing my work on that, to comparing my work with the recent paper based on the machine learning. So you can see here that in different algorithm, something based on DES, some based on the AES, the attacker do some faults and find out the information. So 60 faults, 16 faults, 60, 16, 200 faults. After these faults only, the attacker is able to find out the information, and you can see that in AES algorithm it is very difficult to find the information, and after 200 faults only it can be done. And in our work we have created more than 200 faults, but still it was not able by the attacker to compute the information. So we can see that our proposed work is better as compared to the existing work in terms of performance of some attacks on the system. So this is also one table. Here also we are getting good results. So chosen ciphertext attack is also difficult here in our work. It was possible in AES RSA AES based white box cryptography very easily, but here everything is difficult in our work. So there are some outcomes of our work here, which I have basically discussed, and further you can see here that we have got some modification in SBox by the optimization, and we are able here to get the better output in terms of the performance compared with the previous work done. So our algorithm is resilient against the code lifting attack. It is resilient with the whitening attack. In the whitening attack, some bits has been changed by the attacker, and then output was the evaluated. So it is resilient with the almost available 4 to 5 attacks we have discussed in previous. So finally, the conclusion and future work is there. So conclusion, we have claim here that every 4 to 5 attacks are not able to work better here, capture the information in our work as compared to the previous one. And in future directions, some machine learning and deep learning AI techniques can be used here, because this is the age of the digital rights management. We are using everything everywhere, transferring through the online digital apps like Netflix, etc. So this will be work for 1 year at least in this COVID-19 age, and maybe extended and comes into our habit after some time, because now we are more comfortable in this online mode. We have not requirement to collecting the people for the FDP. I am able to see here that 128 people are there, and in physical
FDP, we are it is very difficult to collect the people. 30-40 people was not, we are able to not collect them because of their other definitely task also. So it is very useful in future and very current research area it is. I have filed one patent, Indian patent also on this work, and it is we are waiting for further process because it takes more time. And we are also filing one patent on Australian patent also because they give the grant in less time. So you can find the information in Google also. I will share the link. Now the most important thing for the researcher is the open research area in white box cryptography. So you can find here that there is a dedicated website, whiteboxcryptography.com, and in that website you can see whatever the work has been done has been uploaded there, and other competitions, they are running continuously some competition for improving the algorithm for the white box cryptography. So you can find everything there and you can contribute, you can connect with the people also. So references and for this session. Thank you very much. If there is any query, I am here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for such a nice session. And this is information regarding this FDP to all the participants, that we are going to share all the information in our WhatsApp group that we have made, and you have joined also. And we are going to give you the YouTube link of all the lectures, of all the session. And some of the participants are worried that how we are maintaining the attendance. See, we have the log of all the session. When you entered, when you left, we have all the log files. So need not to be worried about the attendance. Okay. So again, I would like to thank you all the participants for attending the same, and over to Dr. Kalpana Rai ma'am for further.
Thank you, Abhigyan sir. Thank you, Piyush Shukla sir, for such a nice session. The session was very informative, sir. I hope all the participants enjoyed a lot and gained the knowledge. So today today we completed this 1 week faculty development program on information, cyber security, and blockchain technology. We started this faculty development program on 8th of June. During this session, our total 6 speakers delivered the faculty development program. Before I explain or conclude this faculty development program, I would again thanks Professor Piyush Shukla sir. Sir, here we shared your certificate. That is a small memento for sharing such a wonderful session with us. So
Thank you very
on the first day, thank you, sir.
welcome. Thank you very much, ma'am, for giving me the opportunity to present session here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. So I want to summarize this 1 week faculty development program. So that this faculty development program started on 8th of June. On the first day, Dr. Maithili Sharan Gupta, IPS Director General of Home Guards and Civil Defense Bhopal, MP, delivered his talk on cyber security. On the second day, that is the 9th of June, Engineer Vikal Sharma from Trilogic Soft Solution AP Primate Limited, Hyderabad, delivered his session on security over web servers and cloud platforms. Our next guest with us was Engineer Praveen Kumar from Ekagga Technology and Services Private Limited, Bangalore. His topic was IoT platform and security over devices. On the 11th June, our speaker was Dr. Sanjeev Yadav from the Government Women Engineering College, Ajmer. His topic was Effect of Mobile Radiation on Human Beings. On 12th June, our speaker was Mrs. Shweta Gupta from SUET Jagran Lake City University, Bhopal. Her topic was hands-on session of blockchain technology. And our today's speaker was Professor Piyush Shukla from UIT RGPV Bhopal. He delivered his session on white box cryptography for security, smart and intelligent devices. I once again want to thank all the speakers for accepting our invitation on such a short notice and uh, delivered such a good and knowledgeable sessions. After that, I would like to thank our chairman, sir, Engineer Sanjeev Agarwal, who always motivate us to organize such a nice event. I would also like to thank our vice chairman, sir, Dr. Prashant Jain, for his continuous guidance and support. I would also like to thank our executive director, Ms. Sakshi Agrawal and Ms. Shivani Agrawal, for their motivation. I like to thank our director, Dr. Vikas S. Page, for his continuous guidance and motivation. Without his help and guidance, we will not able to do such a program. I would also like to thank our advisors, my coordinators of this faculty development program, Professor Avigyan Tiwari, Professor Shivendra Dubey, Professor Indu Srivastava, and the whole Department of Computer Science and Engineering. I also would like to thank all the members of the SIRTS and the SAGE group. The list is very large. And last but not the least, I want to thank Rajiv Gandhi Pradyogiki Vishwavidyalaya Bhopal, who permit us to organize this 1 week faculty development program under TEQIP 3. I think such type of faculty development program is very much needed to enhance our learning and knowledge in this particular scenario. And last but not the least, I extend my thanks and I extend my gratitude towards all the participants. When the participants participated in this 1 week faculty development program are all over the India. The participants are from the Haryana, from Chandigarh, from Maharashtra, from Pune. So I would thanks to all of them. I hope all the participants gain the knowledge from this 1 week faculty development program, and I promise you that on behalf of Department of Computer Science and Engineering, SIRTS, the SAGE group, that we will in future also we will organize such a program. Thank you all of you for joining us and attend this 1 week faculty development program. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Avigyan sir, you want to say something?
This is to inform all the participants that we are going to share every information in our WhatsApp group, and please fill the feedback and attendance form that we have shared right now in chat section, and we are going to share it in your WhatsApp group also. So, and within 15 days you are going to get the certificate. Within 15 days you are going to get the certificate. So till have patience and have a good day. Bye bye.
All yes. And all these our 6-day stations are available on the Facebook and the YouTube channel of SIRTS Bhopal. We will share the link on the official WhatsApp group. You can access the session from there also, from Facebook as well as from the YouTube. Okay, thank you all of you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, madam.
Take care.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Unmuted.